It is Halloween right now. Let me say the concert was amazing. It's been a couple days already. It's been like 2 days since the concert for Usher. It was a great time. I enjoyed myself. He did a lot of his old hits. Of course, he did some from his new album and everything. I'm just glad that I got to see him because, I've been trying to see some of the artists that I always wanted to see when I was a kid. Usher was one of them. I got to see Don Omar. I've been through that twice and things like that. So I'm trying to do more concerts and that kind of thing. But right now, my brother's the one giving out candy upstairs. I'm actually watching this podcast that I love, No Chaser. The thing is here, the girl that's on here, which her name is Nikki Blades, she just recently lost her dad. And they started off the podcast, with a picture of her with her dad, and a nice little message on there, saying in memory of, which is crazy because I remember her talking about her dad and like them talking about like having him on the podcast. And I still remember the nickname they gave him, the Hawaiian Ho is what they gave him. And I was always excited to have to actually see him on there because they always would talk about him, and especially she would talk about him, and I would see how happy she would get and everything like that. So it sucks that her dad passed away. And one thing I realized too is that I watched this other show called Incredible Minds, I believe is what it's called. I think it's on ABC or something like that. I actually watch it on Peacock. I watch it on there, but it does come out on TV. But I watch it on Peacock, and on there, there's this one, I guess, doctor that he's trying to be a doctor. He has, I guess, that at the end they're telling him that he has a gift where he could feel other people's feelings, he could feel their pain, he could feel things, and it's because throughout in the thing is this is was it episode 5 already should be coming out. So for the past 4 episodes, they show him, he's trying to stick a needle in someone in their back, for spinal fluid. And he kind of flinches, and he kind of feels the pain in his back. And then other things patients hurting, he'll feel it, and things like that. And my mom was telling me that I might have that because for some reason, even just watching this, just seeing how they put that message at the very beginning, and then them putting on there in loving memory of, and they said put his name on there, and just seeing her face, how happy she was, taking the picture with her dad, and then for some reason in my mind it goes, man, that sucks that her dad passed away. She's going through this, and anybody. For me, I for some reason if I watch, not just her, but if I watch random videos on TikTok, I get super emotional and I feel what that person's feeling, and then I start getting teary eyed, and sometimes I do cry and things like that. And it's just why am I crying? This makes no sense. So my mom is maybe you might have that because she realizes that I do feel other people's pain, kind of, even if I watch videos where someone breaks an arm, it's I feel it, and sometimes I flinch, and it's and I grab my arm and I'm looking at it is it okay? Or if I see a video of someone twisting their ankle, is the same thing. I'm oh my god, I'm checking my ankle, and it's I feel it it's hurting. So mom thinks that I might have that gift. I don't know, maybe it's just all in my head, but yeah, it sucks because even just seeing that message, I was damn, and I started getting all emotional and everything. But I started watching it because I saw her post that she put up a couple of minutes ago. Not a couple of minutes ago, but maybe an hour ago or so, and it's her thanking everyone for having her dad in her prayers. And the thing is, they filmed this episode that came out. They filmed this before her dad passed away, and her talking about, it's crazy because she's talking about she's been having this feeling of trying to talk to Jesus and find Jesus and stuff like that, and they talk about it, and they're, Tim, which is the guy that brought this whole thing together, he even talks about oh yeah, maybe it is calling you, maybe you should do that. And it's oh yeah, maybe you're right, and things like that. And She's like, it's just that I don't know how it all works out, you know, how to pray and things like that. Um, and it kind of sucks. Is like she's been having that feeling for a while, and now her dad is gone. It sucks. So I'm watching it because I saw her. I mean, I usually wait till the weekend to watch them because that's when I have time to watch these episodes. But now I'm watching it because of that, what she put up, her talking about that, you know, thanking all her fans, thanking all these people that, you know, have prayed for her dad and have asked about her dad and how's her dad doing and things like that. You know, so that's the reason why I'm watching it. You know, like I said, I usually wait for the weekend, but when I saw that message, I'm like, you know what? Let me watch it. I'll watch it right now. So let me continue watching it. I ordered food for us to eat. I ordered some pizza from Baracos, our favorite spot. So we're gonna have that. Candy's gonna be giving out over here at the house and stuff like that, and have all my decorations on in the background. Also over there, and the other side, there's decorations too. So yeah, let me continue watching this. Alright. So Halloween passed already, but we still have the Los Muertos. We have the altar here. Shown you guys this couple years. For the past couple years already, I've shown you guys this. You know, got this right here. Oh yeah, some people have been asking if it's okay to put alcohol. Of course it's okay to put alcohol. It's okay to put alcohol.
He loved it.
All this.
Tell you, say hello to your tia, but unless you say
So we have all that, and I wanted to do something different this time. I asked my dad about it. He doesn't even know what I'm gonna do. But since it is, you know, still Dia de los Muertos, it's almost close to the end. I'm gonna see if I could put it down some that way. I'm like trying to move things around. That way I could set up the camera and it's easier. Like this, something like that. Boom. Alright. So, since it is Dia de los Muertos, right? There's gonna be a couple questions.
Oh, crap.
Right?
I don't know if I know.
No, it's very simple. Sorry guys, I'm sick, so I'll be coughing here and there.
Oh, crap.
So, since it is Dia de los Muertos, what I was thinking, because I've seen other people do it, well, kind of do it, not really do it, but my thing is a question, because, you know, they always talking about stories of like past loved ones and stuff like that. So my question is, what is the, I guess, best or memory that sticks out to you of a time with your dad?
Ooh.
Then there's the thing, before he gets to it, my dad has told me plenty of stories of my grandpa. I've got to meet my grandparents from both my dad's side, my mom's side. I even got to meet my great grandma from my dad's side. I got to meet my great grandparents from my mom's side. So I kind of grew up with that. So it's not like, oh, I don't know who my grandfather is. I do know from my dad's side, from both sides. But my dad has told plenty of stories before. There's been one. The one that sticks out for me is the one he tells me about when my grandpa told him that, like, you know, you're gonna help me tomorrow. You gotta wake up early, and
that's a good and bad.
It's a good and bad, but that's one that sticks out to me. It's funny because it's like my dad says, it's good and it's bad. It's bad because my dad got his butt whooped, but the way that it happened was that this is how it goes in my head. How my dad told me the story was that my grandpa told my dad, "Hey, tomorrow I'm gonna need you to help me. We're gonna be doing a couple of things, but I'm gonna need you to help me so early in the morning." My dad, of course, I think you said that you partied the night before, and he went out to party. He came in like at that point. You can't even say late. It was early in the morning at that point.
I came early in the morning,
and he went to bed. My grandpa came in and woke him up to get up. Come on, help me. And that my dad, like all sleepy and everything, went out there. And my grandpa at some point was asking my dad to hand him something. And then my dad, with his eyes like pretty much shut, was going like this. And my grandpa had his hand out behind him, like, give it to me. And my dad was just like, well, here it is. But my dad still had his eyes closed. And when my grandpa turned around, he saw that my dad was still sleepy and whack! Hit him straight in the mouth.
That's what you call a sucker punch.
That's the story that sticks out to me. But
Yeah,
what's like the other, like
it's
something?
it's a good memory now, but it did hurt. It hurt.
What's another story? What's another?
Oh, well, my best stories was, one time my parents got into it really bad. Now, given we celebrated Christmas and El Dia de los Reyes, the three wise men, but we never got gifts because it was a whole bunch of us. Um, but anyway, one year my parents got into it real bad. That my mom, now that I'm married, I understand what they call you're in the doghouse. So that's what happened. They got into it real bad. And with my dad trying to make up, and it was around Christmas, and my dad trying to make up to my mom, he actually, for the first time and the only time that I remember, took us all out. I believe it was Walmart. Took all of us out, all my brothers and sisters, and just walked into the store and told us everybody gets to pick whatever they want, whatever you want from the store for Christmas. So obviously we went crazy, and I remember my younger brother Santos. He We got together and planned it out where, okay, it's around winter. We need a jacket, a good looking jacket, so we could go out and party. So we came up to the idea that your Tio Santos would get like a trench coat, a long coat, and we love music. So I decided to get what we call back in the day a beatbox, which was a humongous cassette player. So we would take turns. Hey, I'm going out this weekend. Here, okay, I'll use the coat to go out and party. Well, I'm gonna get together with my friends and have a little get together party or break dancing, let's say. So here, you use the radio this week, and we would take turns. So that was a good memory because it was the only gift that I remember that my dad gave us all for Christmas, one Christmas. That's a good memory. The other one was good and bad.
Yeah, that's the one that I always remember out of
Yeah,
all the stories.
yeah, that was pretty neat.
All right. The other one now that we have my grandpa's.
Oh,
What about my grandma's? What's the best memory you have with my grandma? I can tell you my personal one. I mean, but at this point, it was when she was like basically
yeah.
sick. But
Well,
mine is when whenever I would call her grandma. I would
oh,
my grandma did not like it
no,
if her grandchildren called her grandma.
no, she didn't like that.
She wanted us to call her ma, and I did it on purpose. For this reason, I would call her grandma on purpose because she would chase you. She wouldn't hit you. She would tickle you. So I would do it on purpose because I wanted to get chased and tickled. I did it for the fun of it. Um, and I still remember on one of them, we were in the backyard. And I think it was like a family party that we were having. I just can't remember. I think it was probably for like the Mother's Day thing that we
Yeah.
did. And I think I called her grandma and she was chasing me around in the backyard when we used to live up in the north side. She was chasing me in the backyard. And at some point I fell, I tripped, and she got on top of me. She started tickling me and she wouldn't stop. I almost peed. I almost peed myself from so much. I'm not that ticklish now, but back then I was. But yeah, that's the memory I remember from my grandma.
All, they're all memories, good and bad, because it involves hitting with my mom.
That's one thing. That's one thing. The generations they used to hit you. I still got that.
Not from a little bit from your parents, but
You're talking about yourself.
I know, I
Yeah.
know. Hey, that's the way you educate kids, not like now. Best memory, good or bad? Shoot, I don't know. Well, best best memory, man. Oh, I know. This is a fun one. The only time I ever saw my mom get drunk, only one time I saw her drink.
I don't even know this story.
No,
Okay, here we go.
and it was again holidays. You know, Hispanic people, Mexican people ate Christmas all out, and I remember this time, this Christmas, my mom invited her friends from work, and given my mom didn't speak English at all, but somehow she communicated with her coworkers. I don't know how, but they communicated. And these ladies were Afro American. And this one Christmas, she invited them. There was about 3 or 4 that went to the house for Christmas. And she got drunk. She was dancing. She was, a little rough with us, but that was her way of, like, say, what we call cariñosa. Or she would, for a lot of people, it would be hurting us, but no, she was like, that was her way of showing love, and that's the only time I remember her actually being drunk and dancing and singing, and that was a good Christmas day, a good Christmas day. All the other ones involve hitting, but for good reasons.
Oh man.
Just like the dad one, that was it's funny now, but it did hurt at the time.
I think the one that we don't have on there, I'm not sure if we do, is your brother.
No, I'm still trying to figure. I know we have one.
I know we have. We actually there's. I wish we did have that picture because
Oh,
there's a picture that and it's been put away somewhere.
yeah, it's
But it's a
something.
picture of was he the youngest?
He was the oldest.
Oh, he was
The
the
oldest
oldest,
male.
and his name was Federico.
Federico.
And the thing is, then I'm talking about this picture because um, at one time, this was like a long time ago. One time I had found a picture, and then within that picture, I found my dad's picture when he was in high school, his high school ID picture. And the thing is, I was like, why do you have your picture in here? And he's like, what picture? And I showed him. He's like, that's not me. I like, no, it is. He's like, that's not me. He's like, that's your uncle that passed away. That's Federico, and he passed away before I was born, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, you're lying. I'm like, because, and then I grabbed the picture and I put it right next to his school ID. Literally, they look like twins,
Yeah.
like copy paste. And I was just like, what? And then I told my mom, like, nah, it's right. And my mom was just like, no, your dad is telling the truth. That's not him. That's his
Yeah.
brother. And I was like, what?
We looked very alike.
And we don't have the picture. I wish we did. I'm like,
I wanna try to find it.
cause then you guys would have seen it, and I would have shown you guys the school ID of my dad's, and you guys would have agreed with me. But what memory do you have with him?
Memory. Oh, he used to be our. He was in nowadays they call it special needs, but he was able to communicate. Great brother. He was our Hercules. He was our protector, our bodyguard. He would protect us from anything and anybody. So there's great memories of us playing together. Older guys, even older than him, would try to mess with us, and he wouldn't take it. He would go up and confront anybody, and great protector, great protector. So I have a lot of memories of him protecting us. All of us, your tias and tios, and including myself. He was a strong, strong kid. You know, so yeah, great memory from him. It's just him playing with us and being him, protecting us. He would go with us wherever, playground, and play with us, but at the same time, keep an eye over us. So good memory of him protecting us. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the one from my mom because she's not here.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do hers later. But the one from my because I'm doing like different sides of the family. So for my dad's side of the family, I'll show you guys a picture right now. But my cousin, he's up there. My cousin Nene.
Oh yeah, Nene.
Oh man, we have so many
I knew
memories with
that.
him.
I know which one you're gonna say.
Which one?
The wraparound.
Yeah.
Wraparound.
So there was this one time, when we were younger, we would all go mountain biking. We actually used to do a lot of stuff together. My dad was the one that always would gather my cousins from not just from his side of the family, but from my mom's side of the family. Gather them around, and we would go do football or like play basketball or volleyball and things like that. So we always did activities with together. But the one that we all did together a lot was actually mountain biking. And this one time it was me, my dad, Nene, Tito, Angel, Erwin. Um, George was still with us, right? Yeah, George was still with us.
Was still was.
And I can't remember. I think that was it.
Yeah.
But there was like 8 of us.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we had this thing.
The call.
The call, but I think it also came from him when he actually got messed up. So backtrack, my cousin, like on one of the other ones, the other trips that we had when we went mountain biking, he flew over the bike, and when he flew over the bike, we heard a scream, but it wasn't a regular scream. It was a type of scream because he flew over. And from there on, like whenever we would be too far from each other, so now because we would go to the forest preserve, we would do that call on purpose. So now we already knew, like, okay, like, they're still close by, so we're good. But this one time we went, everybody was getting injured. One of them, my cousin Erwin, he hit a tree and he flew over the handlebars, and he just flew over the whole thing. Then my dad had gone, and he basically flipped on the bike, but then the bike rolled on him and the star got stuck on his calf. He doesn't even have the scars no more.
Yeah, they're still there. You can still see them.
But he had them. He literally went into his calf. But the one for my cousin, he was going super fast down the hill, and I still remember he actually yelled. He didn't do that yell that he did the first time, but he yelled, and we had seen what happened is that he fell off the bike and somehow he wrapped around the tree. We're like, dude, you were like a blanket to that tree, like you just wrapped it. And from there on, we always would talk about that one. We would always talk about that one, and the other one we would talk about was remember when he was when we played football, and he was like, you can't take me, you can't take me. And my dad hit him so hard he flew 10 yards back. And when he got up, he's like, how in the hell did that happen? My dad is like, you just gotta know how to hit. Yeah. But yeah, we had some funny moments with him for sure. Yeah. The other one that I think we don't have there, I don't think we do, is Gordo.
Yeah, he's there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's on. He's right next to Ned. For Gordo, what's my memory that I have of him? Oh, well, depending on some people, would say it's bad. To me, I think it was good. And it has to deal with us playing football at Marquette Park. And there's one time they put him as a quarterback. I don't know why, because he really didn't throw the ball that well.
He's not that great.
But this one time they decided to put him as quarterback, and there's the thing, they always would have me and him separate on separate teams because we're the same age, and it's like, okay, the youngins stick to the youngins. So I still remember they put him as quarterback. And, you always count down. We don't have linemen, we don't have that many people playing, but you would go 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, right? And ours, I think, was we would have to get to 7,000, and then it's basically you could tackle the quarterback. So I still remember they gave him the ball. One of my cousins standing right next to him, and he's looking at me thinking that I'm about to blitz, because you could also blitz, right? But you have to yell it, blitz. But I never did. I never blitzed. But what I was doing was that I was counting fast. Everybody would go 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. But when they gave him the ball, for some reason, instead of me counting that slow, I said 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. So it was super fast. When I got to that 7, I took off so fast. I hit him. He still had the ball in his hand. I hit him so hard. We both fell to the floor. Funny thing is that my other cousin that was standing right next to him goes, I thought you were going to blitz. I'm like, no. He's like, I didn't even hear you counting. I was like, I was saying it fast. He's like, no, 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 you can't be saying that. I'm like, dude, I'm like, it's football. We're just playing. But that was like my best memory that I had with him. I mean, like I said, for some people it would be bad or bad memory because he got hit, but it was funny.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was like we had good times, all of us. You know, everybody that's passed away, that's on that altar, we all have like memories with each one of them. Oh, the one I will talk about here is actually because this is my dog. Is also. I mean, I could talk about Nini too. They're actually at the altar all the way over there, right? Those are dogs that I had when I was like when I was in high school. I'll go with also first because Nini's is hilarious. So with my dog also, he was the reason why he was called also because he was big. But that one, I guess I could say two stories about him. One of them, I think this was before we actually redid the basement. That's how long we had our dogs. This is before we redid the basement. My dad is probably gonna remember this one because we're all downstairs. One of them, we were downstairs watching, I think like the football game or something downstairs, and as always, we would always have the dogs with us, no matter where. If we were in the basement, they were in the basement. If we were on the first floor, they were on the first floor. So there's one time we were watching the game, and at some point, for some reason, that's the thing. My dog never liked to run, just like me. But there's one time, for some reason, I was trying to make him take off fast, and he wasn't, because he didn't like to run. But I don't know what I did on one of the tries that he was trying to. My dad's gonna remember this. He was trying to take off. He was going fast, but he wasn't going anywhere. Like literally, his feet were moving like this, super fast. But like since the floor was, it wasn't what we had downstairs. It was like, what is it, the
tile,
like fake tile. He was moving on that so fast that he couldn't actually grip. So the whole time he was staying still. He thought he was moving quick, which technically he was moving, but not really moving. And he never took off anywhere. He literally just stayed in that one spot. But the other story that I have about him is, which one? Oh, well, there's plenty of them. One of them was with my mom, actually. And this one was, we had left. We had all gone. The whole family had gone to a party. We always left the dogs in here. We always basically could trust them. They will not use the bathroom, nothing like that. Not until like they got really old and, you know, got sick at the end. But this is when they were younger. And we all left. And we were like, all right, everything should be fine and things like that. And when we got back, we were able to sneak in without them really realizing that we were back in. And then I had realized that what they had done, they literally had all these pillows. We had a whole bunch of pillows up here. They were different from these because these are newer ones. But all the pillows that we had up here, they knocked them all down. And what I was seeing was that also was the one helping Nino get on top of the couch, like by giving her a push. So he would push her up, get on top, push the pillows down, and then they laid on top of them. They did that like they didn't have a bed. They literally actually had a bed, but for some reason they wanted the pillows. And then when my mom came in, woo, she was
party time.
Pissed. Of course, they got a little bit of spankings, you know, like Latinos, you know, like Mexican parents. They do that to the dogs even. And after that, the dogs never did that again. They learned their lesson. But the one that I have for Ninu, the sister, the smaller dog, there's two stories with that one too. One, this was probably when I was 17, 16, somewhere around there. I had made my plate of food, which had rice, had a salad, and had like steak, and I had warmed up some tortillas and stuff like that. And I ended up actually putting it on the table here. But then I had to go use the bathroom, so I went to go use the bathroom. But the one thing I forgot to do is to put the table up. I didn't think about that, but I went to go use the bathroom. When I came out, my food was gone. She was on top of the table eating my steak, and then I got left without any food. I had to actually make myself some sandwiches because there was nothing else to eat.
Good dogs.
But she ate that. And then the other story I have is when it includes both of them actually. We had gone to the movies with my cousin. We had ordered food. We had left it downstairs, and the dogs were downstairs. But this time we left it on the table, and it was pretty high up. We left them downstairs. We went to the movies. When we came back, we opened up the door. We come in through downstairs, and I can see the lights are on, and I see like there's a mess everywhere. And it's not your typical mess. I see like sauce all over the floor. I'm like, what in the world? So I start running. The dog somehow got on top of the table and knocked down the food. And it wasn't just regular type of food. They ate the breaded steak that we had. They ate it all. But of course they made a mess because it's pretty saucy. And I got left without Rico Benny's, without my breaded steak that time. But still good dogs. I was pissed.
Eat well.
But I had a good time here. But yeah, that's our stories for Dia de los Muertos. Like I said, we'll do the other one with my mom. So gotta wait for her.
Hasta la vista, baby.